Jürgen Klopp must tactically evolve at Liverpool, but key player is holding him back. A series of injury issues prevented Jürgen Klopp from implementing his tactical plans in 2020-21, however. With a fully fit squad for the new season, fans may get a chance to see what the German had planned. With the arrival of Thiago Alcantara in September 2020, Jürgen Klopp was trying to refine his tactical system and build upon the success of the previous two seasons. However, a series of injuries to Liverpool's centre-backs and midfielders meant that the Reds could not play as their manager wanted. With the absence of the centre-backs, in particular, throwing up a number of tactical challenges further upfield. For the 2021-22 season, Liverpool are expected to have better injury luck, and that will give Klopp the opportunity to work on finding the next tactical step he needs to regain the league title. With a fully fit squad, it's easy to assume that Klopp will just ask for more of the same, but winning managers and teams can never afford to be static. Plus, the departure of Gini Wijnaldum, and the increasing importance of players like Diogo Jota means that some of Liverpool's tactical changes may be forced. In November, fans saw Klopp choose a 4-4-2-4-2-4 for his side's match against Manchester City at the Etihad. A 4-2-3-1 at various points, and also a midfield box with two number 6s and what the manager called a double 10. The German is likely to stick to the 4-3-3 because it is an inherently flexible system which allows for tweaks. And alterations, whilst also allowing the best players in the squad to play in their favorite and most effective positions. Defensively, Klopp will be looking to replicate the defensive success of 2018-19 and 2019-20 and improve upon last season's 42 goals and 47 xGA conceded. The reintroduction of Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip and the signing of Ibrahima Konate should help remedy this. The regular presence of Fabinho in midfield will also play a significant role in Liverpool's ability to defend well. With his capacity to press, block passing lanes and cover space in front of the defense invaluable. Tactically, the focus here will not be on evolution, but on correcting the faults and issues that emerged in the back end of 2019-20 and were persistent in 2020-21. The majority of those issues came down to individual errors, rather than tactical issues, which theoretically should be easier to fix. The midfield is the most interesting area to look at. The signing of Thiago last September indicated that Klopp was looking to diversify the way Liverpool create chances, and how they control games. Rather than rely on Trent Alexander-Arnold as the side's primary playmaker. The presence of Thiago in midfield was supposed to offer a new route through which Liverpool could play and create chances. Thiago's injury, the absence of Fabinho and the meant that Liverpool could not quite put this into practice, with Thiago often dropping into deep spaces to support the inexperienced centre-backs. Jordan Henderson's injury, and his subsequent return to full fitness also poses an interesting problem. Where does or should he play? Since Fabinho joined the club, Henderson moved back into the right-sided number 8 position. When playing as a number 8, Henderson likes to operate in the half space, and break into the box. This can sometimes be a very useful tactical asset, as his presence can alleviate pressure on Salah, but it also means that Alexander-Arnold may have to play deeper. The forward line also has some interesting tactical elements to consider. Last season both Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane had strong expected goal and assist tallies. But they struggled to find the back of the net, with 2 goals in the final game pushing Mane past 10 goals for the league season. Tactically, a system that generates such a high volume of chances for the forwards should not be changed too much. And Mane's tough time in front of goal can probably be written off as an anomaly season, with his shot on target rate around 5% lower than his Liverpool average. But for Firmino, whose shot volume has declined, has undershot his combined XG and XA numbers for 3 seasons. And is now competing with Diogo Jota. The picture is a little more complex. The increasing frequency with which Firmino drops deep actually makes him a very suitable candidate to play as a number 10, in a 4-2-3-1, behind Salah. This may well be an option for Liverpool against deep blocks, with Klopp using the system specifically for matches against defensive sides in 2019-20. The central forward presence in the 4-2-3-1, compared to the 4-3-3 false 9, means that a forward line can pin an opposition back 5 in place. With one player between wing-back and centre-back on either side, and the central striker sitting between the 2 centre-backs and defensive midfielder. A presence like Firmino can float and move into spaces freely, whilst the fullbacks can move up the field largely unopposed. With a more interchangeable group of forwards, Liverpool's front line evolution may see the front 3 play completely fluidly. In a number of games last season, especially in the Champions League group stages, Jota, Mane and Salah rotated freely across the front. Making them a nightmare to mark and track in transition. This could well be what Klopp will be working on in pre-season. Having a front 3 that can move at pace, swap and can support one another on the break, or against static defenses. Liverpool's play without the ball in 2020-21 was also quite different across the season. With the pressing volume and activity dropping off as injuries struck and the number of fixtures rose. Only for the pressing to return as the Reds made their push towards Champions League qualification. For the coming season, fans should expect to see a continuation of the high pressing volume that underpinned the club's turn in results. The 4-3-3 false 9 will likely remain the default system for most games, but the evolution of the system will likely primarily depend on the increased involvement of the no. Eights when in possession and in the final third, as well as how much value the manager places on Firmino despite his dwindling goal threat. The tactical direction which Klopp will look to take Liverpool in will probably be what he wanted at the start of last season, but the realization of that in 2021-22 is extremely exciting.